afternoon. Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy, and this afternoon I'll be giving you a prediction reading for the 13th of September. Now I am outside with my doggos. Hopefully they're not going to be too noisy and distracting. They have got the whole yard, and I purposely didn't give them a bone, but as you know what dogs are like. Yes, Sprocket found a tiny little bone and he's brought it over to munch on. So hopefully he won't be too noisy. Oh, you got to dig up your bones when I come out here. Anyway, if you are new to my channel, I let my guys' channel through to you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll get started and we'll just see what comes up. I'm getting that these leaders and these people in charge are playing favourites. So now Sprocket's trying to play with his bone. Sorry guys if we get hit with a bone. He's flicking it in the air. These global leaders are like playing favourites. So it's like, well, if you implement this by that date, we've talked about this a lot here, you're going to get rewarded. So that means you're going to get this bonus, whatever that bonus is. I'm guessing, for example, this is an example, Daniel Andrews with his Moderna factory, here comes Sophie, with his Moderna factory, he would have got some sort of kickback or bonus about implementing that factory. So we know he would have. Like, this is what I'm getting, for example. So they've got these dates now. If you get all your renewables up and running by certain dates, then we'll reward you and you'll get so much towards that, like, I suppose, funding or whatever. We know it all goes in their own pockets, really, doesn't it? It's never for the little people. Of course, they pretend they're rewarding us, but they're really not. So I'm definitely getting that now. They've got their own sort of, this is the global elites. It's nuts. They've got their own reward system going on. That's why the dates keep jumping around. I'm sure you guys have noticed it too. They keep moving the dates. I think Canberra, which is like an hour from me, it's the capital city of Australia. They've brought their dates forward for renewable electric cars and all that. Like, it's crazy. Everyone's got a different, like, date. I'm sure you guys are the same. But this is what I'm getting. It's like, if you get into this and you start rolling all this out, then we're going to reward you. Oh, God. That's all the prime ministers and premiers and all that sort of thing. So they've got their own sort of reward system going now. Oh, my God. It just never ends, does it? I think they've had enough rewards for the last 3 years from Big Pharma, getting all their little pays and all that little, like we know, under the table bits of cash and all that would go on. Oh, honestly, it's just, how's the elites and the wealthy? They just want more and more. Like, there's never enough for them, is it? How's the greed? It's incredible. All right, let's see what else we get today. I'm getting Sweden, Belgium, Munich. I keep getting these same areas up there. You guys have got a lot going on, and it's going on really fast. I do feel it's around renewables. I keep saying that, so I'm guessing it is. They're implementing, they're trying to roll things out. They're trying to shove this in people's faces. Let me know down below what's happening if you're up there. I know, Martin, you are. There's definitely this huge push for renewables. It's really expanding in these areas because, like I keep saying, I think you guys are a bit of a trial to how this next phase of the agenda is going to go and how it's going to be received. I'm guessing not really well, but you know, they're trialing things. These global leaders, they've got to trial things themselves to find out how the people react. Oh my God. I'll see what else we get. Hang on a sec. Now, everything they're doing is on a global scale, but we know that here on my channel, anyone who's watching my channel knows that this is on a global scale. This is starting to have a huge impact on everybody. I keep saying it, no one's going to escape this reset agenda. Everybody's going to get affected in some way. It will trickle down and it'll affect everyone, particularly the little people, which is all of us little, I call us the peasants, and the people who the government wants working for them, which we all do anyway. Look at the amount of taxes that we all pay. It's incredible, isn't it? And they still want more from us. How? How? I don't even understand. So this is a big global, well, the guides are saying predicament that we're all in, which we know that we are. But people are rising. They're still giving me, this visual. Oh, he's eating his bone already. Sprocket's over. Eat your bone. Good boy. Hello, darling. He always has to just come and say hello to the camera. Oh, I know, puppy kisses with just ate a bone. Yuck. It's been buried for days on end. I still love him. All right, let me finish, Dale. Good boy. Sit down, sit down. Let's see where else we go with this today. Hang on. Now, they're showing me that these smart cities they're trying to roll out, and maybe that's what's going on a lot up there where I've been talking about in these areas like Munich and Sweden and Belgium and these places. They're going to have to do the cities adjacent to each other, so they've got to do them like next to each other, so it's easier for the they're talking about obviously the speed rails and all these kind of things, so it's easier to control people because they're only going to go from A to B. Oh god, we keep getting trains, don't we? I got that in my video this morning about these people stuck on the train to nowhere. Oh. Well, we know that these trains that they're planning to build, these speed trains and these things, are only going to be going to the capital, because we're going to have to all answer to government, just like in Hunger Games. There'll be a one-way ride to capital and back, capital and back. And if anyone's watched Hunger Games, we know all about the districts, District 1, District 2, District 3, up to 11 or whatever it was. So this is how they want us all laid out in this structured format. So I'm definitely getting that. They have to put the cities like adjacent to each other because it's easier to control the masses. They don't want us all spread out anymore. I don't know how that's going to work with country living, because I'm not seeing people in the country wanting to move to the cities somehow. But then if I guess the cost of living and the way they're trying to control everything, it could force people, you know. Oh, well, actually we do know, don't we? Because that just came to me then. They're forcing people off the land, don't they? Look at the Netherland farmers and all the cattle industries and all the meat industries. They're trying to rip them out. And the coal industries, the coal mines, they're closing little towns down, if you think about it. I know this would take time. It's not going to happen like in a year. But, you know, their long-term goals, they are trying to wipe out small country towns, aren't they? By eliminating the and affecting the infrastructure, if you think about those things. I hadn't really thought about that much, but, well, there you go. The Netherland farmers, trying to wipe them out, aren't they? I think the farmers are a wake-up to here in Australia, definitely, because there's definitely been some fightbacks. In Melbourne there was. So, you know, country towns and things are getting affected. Like I keep saying, no one's going to be exempt from what they're trying to roll out. Just let me see what else we get today. I'm getting... Oh, hello. Oh, I love my big boy. You're such a cuddly big bear. I'm getting Cairns, which is up the top of the east coast of Australia, for you guys overseas. It's right near the Barrier Reef. It's kind of at the top, I think, of the Barrier Reef. And I do feel they're going to try and put a big airport or something up there. I'm getting that feeling that that could be one of the... I guess that could be the final smart city destination on the east coast of Australia, because they've already started New South Wales plans and they're moving up the east coast of Australia, where they happen to have had a lot of flooding. We do wonder about cloud seeding, don't we? But I am getting Cairns, that there's going to be a lot of things happening in Cairns. So if you're watching from up in Queensland, let's see what happens moving forward. But I do feel that could be the like end destination for the speed rail system. Perhaps they're going to reach it right up to Cairns and go through Brisbane to Cairns. I am getting Cairns, that there's like going to be, I don't know, I do get an airport as well. So whether that's going to be sort of military, become more of a military base. I know you've got Townsville up there with military. I mean, who knows what they're up to? They'd really keep all their plans quite well hidden from all us little people, don't they? So I am feeling that. And we know Anastasia Palaszczuk, for anyone here watching my channel, Anastasia Palaszczuk, I call her Palachuk. Everyone calls her Palachuk. She was really strict during all the lockdowns and everything. She was like quite wicked, actually. She was fining people and throwing old grannies out of coffee shops. It was really horrible. They had a really terrible time up in Queensland. So it wouldn't surprise me. And she's the one that built the big, I was telling you about the big well, the wellness camp. What do we call them? The wellness camp that was worth some crazy like $200 million, and now it's sitting like a ghost town. So we don't really know what their plans are, because a lot of this is hidden from us. So I am getting a lot of things happening in Queensland, in Australia. Just let me see where else we go. Now we're returning back to London. Of course, London, you're not going to miss out today. You've been on the agenda all week. Hang on, London. Well, I keep getting that. I'm getting like we know London Bridge was falling down, right? We've had that for a few weeks now, and then it actually happened, and the Queen died, and then we've had the rebuilding of the bridge with Liz Truss and Charles. But now I'm getting and I don't know if you guys, if this means anything to you, but I'm getting the collapsing of the tower. There's going to be a lot of tower moments. Oh, I know one of you out there, I can't remember who it was. Sorry, I do read your comments, and then sometimes I just get blank because I can't recall everything. Someone was talking about the royals, you know, the real truths collapsing and coming out. But I am getting this tower, there's going to be these tower moments. And I would say it's in London, or it could be around the royals. I'm not saying it's definitely around the royals, but I do feel there's these tower moments. And if you think of tower moments in if tarot cards or anything like that, it's always got people like falling out of the tower and like flames coming out of the tower, and it's like this collapsing, and it's almost like a collapsing of the energy, really, if you think about it. So I do feel in London there's going to be this like tower moment, like this collapsing of the energy. And you know what it could be around? I do feel like, see, at the moment, as much as people are grieving the Queen and they're overwhelmed, and they've got, I think you guys got a few weeks off over there, there's a lot going on around this funeral that's coming, and it's all being built up, and people are having their get-togethers, and there's like, as much as there's a grieving vibe, there's also this positive vibe where people, even the people, the little people, the peasants I call us, they're even distracted at the moment from reality, which is, as we know, still the reset being rolled out over here. See, that's got their mind off all of this. So their mind's not on, oh, the cost of fuel and the cost of living and how food's gone up and how the farmers are being destroyed. Their mind's not on it because they're all distracted. It's like someone's come along and put the blinkers on the people, and all they can see is the Queen and the funeral and Charles being made king, and it's like this huge distraction, which we knew was coming on this channel. But I feel like it really feels to me like people are going to have their tower moments. Oh, sadly, it's so sad, isn't it? Because it's like to me, because people are coming together, so there's this really good energy. It's almost, this is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of when you go to a wedding, like you have this big build up to a wedding, and then the people get married and it's all fun and everyone has this great night, and then they go on their honeymoon, and then they come back and life becomes like a little bit flat and dull. Because you come back to reality, you've got to get back to work, and you know they often say it's like you sort of hit the peak and then everything just drops down. Well, that's what I'm getting for these people in London and UK, Britain. That could be the tower moment, I think, because what's going to happen is this is all going to happen. They're going to have the funeral, and I'm not saying a funeral's like a joyous experience like a wedding, but it still creates that coming together and that kind of energy, and people are in some ways celebrating her life, because all the pictures we're seeing, you know, they're showing all the positive sides of her. I'm not going to go down the road of the negative, so because that's just a whole other book to read. What's happening is these people are going to find that they're going to drop. They're going to have their tower moment after all this is over. So be ready for that, because I feel like the energy is really going to drop, because people are going to still have to face their reality. And I think you're going to get hit pretty hard when all the dust settles after the funeral and everything. I think Prince Charles, it's not Prince Charles now, is it? It's King Charles. I feel like him and Liz Truss are going to be on their agenda rollout, and I do believe that's going to be the tower moment for London. They're going to quickly get snapped back into reality, and then they're going to feel that flatness again about their lives moving forward, because they're just too distracted at the moment. It's not on their mind. But we know it hasn't gone anywhere, so I am getting that tower moment for London. I don't think it's the royals and that, sadly. I think it's the people. They're going to just get hit with that reality again. Oh, God, it just never ends, does it? Let's see where else we go. I'm getting New Zealand today. This is strange for New Zealand. I'm getting like fasting, meaning drinking like liquids. What does this mean? It's sort of saying like hydration. I guess this is what they're trying to say. They're saying that you people in New Zealand have been depleted of things for a long time. Your lockdowns were very, very harsh over there, and I think we could all agree that Jacinda Ardern went very hard on you guys, and I feel like you were deprived a lot of connections, and that's what's caused this kind of, I'm getting this like dehydration feeling of like, you know, I often talk about, this is interesting, yes, I often talk about the sultana, the dried up sultana, when someone's been squashed, like a grape's been squashed that much by their government, for example, stomped on, it squeezes all the juice out and then people just dry up and become like that dried up sultana. Well, that's what I'm getting for the people in New Zealand. She's really, she's destroyed a lot of, well, not some, well, yes, the people, but she's destroyed, your beautiful culture and the freedom that you guys always had over there. I feel like she's stomped on it and really destroyed that a lot, and it's really it's dehydrated people. And that's what I'm getting, that sort of fasting. It's like you've been fasting. It's that lifeless energy. It's just that lifeless energy. I hope that makes sense to you people over there. But that's what I'm getting for Jacinda Ardern. She's just stomped the heck out of everybody. And that as a squashed grape, it is very hard to, like I say, plump yourself back up and get fighting again and get moving again, because you do feel downtrodden. And that's what I'm getting in New Zealand. It's not easy fighting back in New Zealand. And you have to really come together in your freedom movements. That's very important that you stay connected to other like-kind and other people in New Zealand, because otherwise you can become quite isolated, because she's very good at manipulation. And I've said that before, I think, with her. She manipulates the media a lot in New Zealand. She's very, very good. She screens what goes to what area and who and what. She's very involved, I feel, in the media side of things. So in New Zealand, just stay connected with your tribe. You do have that warrior type energy, so you're very strong people, but I am feeling that there's a lot of people who have had the, I guess you could say it's like having the life sucked out of you, basically. And then it's hard to get that energy back up, isn't it? So it's almost like, I think that's what we get with the fasting. It's like that detox. Everybody needs to have a detox from Jacinda Ardern and get her out of their life, and then they'll come good. Maybe that's what they're saying. Oh, it's been hard for you guys in New Zealand. I know you've had it really tough. How's these tyrants, these global dictators? Unbelievable. Oh. Anyway, keep going in New Zealand. Don't give up. You just got to stay together and connected. And stay connected to the rest of the world too. That's the other thing I'm getting, that real global connections. Very important for you guys over there. Just let me see what else we get. I get Africa. I get Africa a bit lately. It still tells me Africa's a fairly independent nation. They don't want to go down this road. I've said that before the other week. They don't want all this in their life. They just see it as garbage. And the sad thing is, a lot of these big pharma in America and all that really try to push things onto them. But I feel like they've closed that gate a lot to all of this. They're quite independent, Africa. I do get that. They've got enough of their own troubles. I think that's what the guides are kind of saying to me. They've got a lot of their own troubles they don't want anymore. And they're not seeing, I feel like in Africa they're not seeing the point of all this. Because as we all know here, it hasn't been working. So what's the point of all this? Oh my God. I know. Oh, he's always got to have my attention. Oh, he's such a beautiful, loving dog. He's got so much trauma, this little man. Everybody loves you, Spocky. You all love Spocky, don't you? He's such a wag. Oh, he is very funny. He's always got to be right with me. You know what he's like. Let me see if there's something to close with today. God, it's just saying like people have to stand up now. Oh, and again, we've got to kind of, it's so hard, isn't it? They're saying we've got to still find that forgiveness and let a lot of things go. Let a lot of things go. Oh, it's just not easy though, is it? because it makes you so infuriated. But we've got to find that real forgiveness, and we've got to still manage this moving forward. So I think what they're saying is we don't have to find the forgiveness like with people who have hurt us and all that sort of thing. I think it's just finding that forgiveness in the situation more than anything, to enable us to move forward, so we let go of all of that. Because it's very easy to harbour those old feelings and emotions and hang on to them, you know, like... And in some weird way, that's what the guides are saying, like, the things that happen to us do lead us to who we are today. And so I guess that's what they're kind of saying is, like, what we've been through, as much as it has been horrible, like, for all of us, I know all you guys went through so much watching my channel. We all have been in different ways, but it's kind of like embracing those things, that they've actually been the things that have woken us up, and the things that have, like, lifted us up to this higher level where we could see things really differently, and we did move away from it. So we've got to really take that as a positive, that everything leads you to the place that you are today. Like, we all found each other. Like, you guys watch my channel, I chat to you guys down below. Like, we've become this little community. We've even named ourselves, like, Terrabella is the place we go to, I guess, save ourselves. And we've gone back to living this really simple life, and we give each other different tips and tricks, and we share our experiences, and we don't feel so alone in our, like, isolation and, like, madness. So I am getting that sort of for us today, that it's about forgiving the past and not hanging on and harbouring those difficult emotions that we've been through. That's what the guides are kind of saying today. I don't think it's so much about forgiving the people. That's not, I think that's almost going to be impossible to do. But it's about forgiving the situation and turning that around, that it's the situation that made us who we are today. And that's what the guides are trying to say to us. Like, without all of that happening to us in the past, no matter when things happen to you, not just around the jab, this could be when you were a child, way back when, we've got to just, like, forgive all of that now. And it's almost like forgiving yourself too, for how you reacted in certain situations. Gosh, I look back at myself sometimes, and I'm sure you guys do too, and you think, oh, I could have handled that differently. Like, there's even mistakes that we've made along the way. I've got videos actually on feeling like a failure and things like that. I might leave one over here, because we all go through these times in life where we sort of feel like we've failed, or we could have handled things better. But this is what the guides are kind of saying, like, we have to forgive ourselves, because there's no point hanging on to all those things moving forward, because we've got bigger fish to fry. We've got other things to do now, and things to achieve and get on with. And, you know, we have found that freedom and that peace in our life, haven't we? So yeah, that's what they're kind of saying. Just forgive. I guess it's forgiving ourselves for any mistakes and things that we've made along the way too, and not harbouring that resentment and the hurts. Just let me see if there's something else to close with today. They're giving me that saying, birds of a feather flock together. That's an interesting saying, isn't it? Birds of a feather flock together. So what it's saying is people of like kind flock together. And that's true. And I'm guessing, I don't know, is that got a positive or a negative connotation to it? Sometimes it's like, it can be negative, but then I'm going to take it as a positive, because we're such nature people and we're always outside. We're going to just take it as birds of a feather flock together, which means that we come together as this flock of birds as well. We sort of attract and come as a group, you know, like the blob movement. We just come together. That's what I'm getting. When you think similar thoughts, when you are on those same realms, when you see life through your crystal glasses, you tend to want to be around people who see the world the way that you do. And that's what we do here. We all pretty much have the same viewpoint of the world at the moment. I mean, I think we've all realised that a lot of these people waking up do not see the world the way that we do. I honestly don't think they do. They just don't seem to, do they? It's like they just see the tiny little bit on the surface, and they just can't see the depths of all this that's coming at them. It's so bizarre for us, isn't it? It's so bizarre. Hang on. Yeah, I'm just getting that, I'm just getting this image of us like digging in the dirt. It's like we're just digging in the dirt and we're just finding all sorts of things. It's weird, isn't it? Like, it's saying to me like we can dig in the dirt and we'll find treasures, but other people can dig in the dirt. Maybe these people waking up and they just don't see it the way that we do. Like when we dig in the dirt and we'll see like lawn, you know what you call them, those earthworms and all that sort of stuff, and we get really excited because that means there's life energy and this sort of thing. Like, this is what we see, whereas other people dig in the dirt and they're like, oh, my nails are dirty, I can't stand it, and all the germs, and they're like this. But we see the world from a very different perspective. See, we see it as like all really positive. So we'll see the joy in most experiences, just like that digging in the dirt. You know, most people would see that as, ugh. Whereas we see it as, oh gosh, what's in here? Oh, look at this rock, and we'll find a little rock. Or so we look for these treasures. You know, it's relating that to the earth, but that's what I'm getting for us, that we see the positives in most situations now. We probably didn't before, but now we really do. Moving forward, we see a lot of the positivity in life. We've found a way to turn everything around, and that's what I'm getting for us today. Hang on a sec. That's what the guides are saying to us. Don't miss the small things. Don't miss the small things in life, because it's the small things in life that are so precious. And that's all the little things, like the bug on a leaf, the raindrops, you know, running down the window. All those little beautiful visuals. God, it's a beautiful day here. It's actually spring. I'm just loving being outside with my dogs, having a cuddle with my dogs. You know, beautiful. So just go and enjoy those little simple things in life. They say, there's a saying not to sweat the small stuff, but then you don't want to miss the small stuff either, and that's what the guides are saying. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Go and enjoy your day. Have fun out there. Just keep living your best life. Forgive all that stuff in the past, even the mistakes that we might have made. And I'll say goodbye from Australia. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone. Bye from Australia. Bye.